And then through tier 1 Chimp and the resub Snowy and the Prime McWoomy. And the resub Hogadama and Damn Boy.
For us to just show them stuff. They'd be like, here, check this out. We had a prototype up and running. Keep in mind, at this point, you know, the environment is all just big gray boxes. It's not pretty at all. The infected are still the sort of terrorist zombies.
I mean, it was already fun. So then it was just like, well, now...
Yeah, I already watched that video with the man blow 0-0 with open container. It was a tier 1 U4. That was a pretty wild one. Thanks for 5 gift subs, Nero. Thank you, man. Didn't we watch this? It came out 2 days ago. We didn't watch this. I watched a lot of it.
You guys are known for all the amazing work, Left 4 Dead, and now you're building on the legacy with this new zombie co-op shooter. What's new? What can you tell us about it, Chris?
Well, we wanted to do more and bigger, right?
Okay, here we go. Here's the gameplay reveal of Back 4 Blood.
Not me. You all lost people. Lost someone close.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like Back 4 Blood very much. Man, another fat 20. Jesus Christ, stop suicide. Thank you for the generosity tonight, man. I appreciate it. I wouldn't say it's awful. It's just boring.
We're getting out of heaven.
It's pretty fucking cool, though. It lacks soul. It lacks pretty much everything. Every possible element of a game that's supposed to be fun is missing from Back 4 Blood.
Anytime you're ready. This is not over.
Sleep well, piece of toast. Deck building's fun. Yeah, but the problem is with Back 4 Blood, all of the cards are just kind of the same shit. It's just like percentage increases. That's like the least fun version of like perks in deck building.
Since killing zombies is such a big part of this game, we invested a lot of time into making their death animations more dramatic than simple ragdolls. We had a professional stuntman on a motion capture stage perform about 100 different dying animations from different kinds of weapons and hit from different directions, like from the front or behind. We then combine these mocap animations with the physics-driven ragdolls.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a God of War marathon closer to
Ragnarok. The result is a
Ragnarok.
really cinematic experience, with zombies that stumble for a few steps into a wall, then slide down the wall and collapse, for example. It's the best of both worlds.
This video made me realize how ahead of its time Left 4 Dead was. It's actually a product of its time. Like, every video game back then for Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 went the extra mile to sell realism like this. But nowadays, they don't have to. People are gonna buy shit no matter what. So what's the point in putting all the extra effort and time into doing, like, unique things? Like they did for Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, like with the dying animations. It's something people don't even really pay much attention to. Gears of War had the same thing. Gears of War 5 was less advanced than Gears of War 1. Because it doesn't need to be. People buy it no matter what. Maybe not Gears of War in particular, because that franchise is kind of dead, but in general.
We treat the infected horde as a major character in Left 4 Dead and spend a lot of effort in making their movements believable. Common hordes stagger around, cough, vomit, fight amongst themselves, lean against walls, sit on the ground, and lie down as part of their wandering behaviors. When they see a survivor, they become enraged, taking off in a full sprint, leaning into their turns, trying to get to their
Thanks, Yusuf Josie. You like Back 4 Blood in beta? What changed? Well, in beta it was just one mission. It was kind of fun. But then when it turned out the beta was pretty much the entire game, it's like, oh, well, this is underwhelming.
We wanted to express this rage in their faces as well. So we found efficient ways for each member of the Horde to make intense facial expressions.
See, again, a detail like almost no one pays attention to. But it helps sell the game. Without it, it feels soulless, like Back 4 Blood. God, I wish Valve made games again. No, you don't. Artifact was like only 3 years ago. Thanks a Prime Bob Master.
It was a challenge to
Oh,
create this
true, they did
diversity
make
of
Alex
looks for
recently.
common
Good point, never
infected,
mind. They can
and
still
take
make good shit.
advantage
I
of
forgot
unique
about
clothing
Alex.
or uniforms in specific areas.
Completely forgot.
For instance, lots of TSA agents are spawned in the airport, hospital patients around the hospital, cops in the streets, office employees in the offices, etc. It helped to reinforce the sense of a vast epidemic.
We wanted to add further variety to Left 4 Dead 2's campaigns, so we extended this notion when we added the
Left 4
Mad
Dead 2 was fucking
the clown,
crazy.
the construction
Like with
worker,
how much they
and the
added.
riot cop.
Admittedly, I'm not the biggest Left 4 Dead fan. I enjoyed the games, they were fun. I mean, I have like probably 100 hours in each. But it's not games I look back on and I'm like, damn, that's like my favorite shit. But I did like them, it's just, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a massive fanboy. But I can absolutely appreciate everything about them. You wear a PVZ Fusion. No, I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking
Something's
about.
off. I can feel it.
Since players spend the vast majority of their time shooting the common infected, we
This-
wanted to improve the
this
feedback
shit
and
is
visceral
fucking
nature
crazy.
of this experience. In Left 4 Dead 1, we provided only the ability to shoot off limbs. Now, in Left 4 Dead 2, there are 43 unique ways to damage an infected. Because many of these wounds are non-fatal, players are able to wound an infected more than once, resulting in about 780 possible damage combinations.
God, that's cool. Again, something that you don't really even pay that much attention to. But then when it's not there, you immediately notice. There's Resub Shadow. Yeah, I'm gonna replay Dying Light 1 before 2 comes out. Dead Space had something like that in 2008. Like I said, man, games back then had to do things like that. They needed to be like unique and push the envelope. They don't need to anymore. Gamers are gonna buy this shit regardless. And they have the added benefit of gamers fight their battles for them. Like, they literally are their own PR team. They don't even need to invest in a PR company anymore. People just fight for them on Twitter. So they can, like, spend less time on games. Thanks to the gift sub waifu. Probably not, Barry. I've already seen it. People want quantity over quality. Yeah, exactly. Not only that, but a lot of people are just conditioned to think every game that comes out is in early access by default.
Geometrically complex.
So when a game like Anthem comes out, the immediate response is, yeah, it's fucking trash now, but just give it 2 weeks, they're gonna fix everything. Cyberpunk. Oh, another great example, yeah. Just wait for the patch. Stop being so entitled. That shit's always so infuriating. People are like, stop whining, just be happy we got the game at all. Even though the game fucking sucks on release and it's broken as all fuck. Because again, everyone just expects everything is early access.
This restaurant was one of the first areas we populated with tables and chairs. In early playtests, the survivor would pop a boomer, and the resulting explosion sent tables and chairs flying everywhere. It was a great effect. We decided to furnish a few more areas like this,
Tier 1
so that
tone?
more players would be likely to experience it.
Lights on.
Source was truly a billion-dollar engine. The amount of things the Source engine can do is truly crazy.
Carry
I agree.
flashlights to illuminate the environment. These shadow-casting light sources not only add surface richness and provide important visual depth cues, they tie into gameplay.
Witch, turn it off.
Because a player's flashlight is attached to his or her weapon, the light becomes pointed off to the side when reloading or performing a shove attack.
Thanks to the resub Storm.
Like so many of Left 4 Dead's game mechanics, this encourages cooperation, as players know they may be left in the dark if they choose to reload at the wrong moment.
Back 4 Blood's good, just stop hating because of details. I mean, you're not wrong to like it, man. It doesn't hurt my feelings that we disagree. I just thought it was super boring. Most people did.
I see. Send in another crew to hold the post once things calm down.
And it's not just because of small details. Just the game itself
In
is very
playtests,
fun.
people were often confused by certain events and elements in the game. The addition of musical cues helped distinguish these events and diminish player confusion.
Proving his point about people doing PR for them. That's a little different. That's just a guy who likes the game. That's different. I'm talking about the actual fucking warriors on Twitter.
Not only deepen the horror experience, but make them better players.
We base the music on what the player is actually experiencing and not on what we want them to experience.
Your nostalgia Andy with everything, I don't think you realize it. What the fuck are you talking about, man? I'm hardly nostalgia on anything, really. For example, I think games are currently the best they've ever been. You have a selection of any game you ever want coming out every month. I feel the same way about music. I feel the same way about movies. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. What, like, what? It couldn't be further from the truth.
We keep the music appropriate to each player's situation and highly personalized. The music engine in Left 4 Dead has a complete client-side multi-track system per player that is completely unique to that player and can even be monitored by the spectators.
More games doesn't equal better games. But okay. Think about it though. With all the games that keep coming out, in order for a game to be good now, in order for it to stand out, it has to be different and has to try things. Inscription is a great example. Inscription fucking slapped. That came out, what, 3 weeks ago? And you can find an example for that every single month. You can find multiple examples. Like, you have so many more games coming out, and as a result, you have so many people doing a lot of different games that are good. Now, like I said, a lot of these AAA titles, they can be a lot lazier because you have people that fight their battles for them on Twitter and accept any garbage they're given. So they don't have to do the things Left 4 Dead did. They don't have to take as long on sequels. They don't have to put all the effort into things like dying animations and all that. But that doesn't mean that games overall are worse now. Far from it.
One difficulty with the tank was that since we offset his
That's why
incredible
Rockstar
toughness
is
by
GOAT.
slowing him down a bit, when tank battles occurred in large outdoor spaces,
Bro, they just
far less
remastered
effective.
GTA
To
3,
offset this
San Andreas, and Vice City
he
and
added
sent it to a
his
mobile
rock throw
game
and
studio.
high-slugging abilities.
Shit was trash. Also, the only game they ever released now is just GTA 5 again.
Finish this for me.
There, easy now.
Thanks.
One more scar for the collection.
Yeah, let's ignore Red Dead Redemption 2 though. That came out, what, 3 years ago now? And GTA 5 came out 9?
Don't think I'm coming back out.
Red Dead 2 was fine. I didn't like it as much as everyone else, but it was fine. I would never replay that game though.
You need to take better care of that wound.
Ever. I would never. Half of that game is like playing Death Stranding, just fucking wandering around point A to point B. Thank you for the 10 gift subs again, Stop Suicide. Thank you, man.
And we're taking it
I
back.
appreciate it.
While there are hundreds of infected types mobbing the player in Left 4 Dead, there are only 4 survivors. To make sure these
Makes
4
me so
stood
young.
up to close scrutiny over many hours of playtime, we decided to use photographic reference of faces and wardrobe details.
That wasn't necessary, but thanks.
We started out by casting 4 individuals who fit the general design concepts we had created for our characters.
Sweet shot.
The talent was guided
Use
through a
some
matrix
Madden-
of facial
or
expressions,
Madara.
Okay, let's do it.
creating a complete catalog of movements and expressions for
Aw.
each character's face. This is an invaluable resource for our modelers and animators when they start to recreate these expressions in 3-dimensional models.
I can't hold on! I can't hold on!
Help! Oh,
Hey, sleep well, Stop Suicide. Thanks again, man. Have a great night.
nice.
Back 4 Blood has like an explosion though. So that's pretty cinematic.
Holy crap.
Holy shit!
Oh, this is exactly what I was talking about. Let's go!
One of our goals when designing the 4 survivors was to have a very diverse group of real-world characters who fit in the post-apocalyptic storyline, but that also have heroic and aspirational qualities.
They're changing. God damn it, Bill! Oh, it stinks!
Bill was a challenging design problem when it came to finding the correct balance between realism and idealism. In our first attempts, we made him look a bit too old and
I think he
frail,
looks fucking
which made
cool
him
there.
seem physically incapable of fighting against the Horde. In our final design, we balanced the
Damn, I'll be
character
honest, I kinda like the
backstory
other
and
Bill.
aspirational qualities, portraying Bill as a once heroic army veteran, who though older and wiser, can still excel at physical combat.
And that's Mom. At least that's what we call her because she's tough, doesn't take shit from anybody, and always knows exactly what to say.
Welcome to the shit show.
Pretty cool.
That's me. My name is Holly. Just your run-of-the-mill college kid with a baseball bat. But I can also be a real softie on the
He's a tier
inside.
1 dildo
You know,
wizard. Cool
I'm
name.
sort of the glue that holds the whole team together.
The process behind designing Zoe's character wasn't as straightforward as the other three. Developing a young female in a zombie apocalypse isn't easy with a backstory like hers.
What was her backstory? I don't know any of the characters'
She had to
backstories
be
in Left 4 Dead.
attractive and worn down at the
That did
same
not stick
time.
with me at all.
She needed to be tough and able to hold her own, even though she's occasionally terrified.
Flashlights off.
Her readability was also something we had to take into consideration.
He's
While we
recent
were
DJ
developing
Dick.
Left 4 Dead, we shipped a game called TF2. And Team Fortress 2 taught us
God
a
rest
lot
its
about
soul.
things like read hierarchy and other queuing tools that you need to have in a multiplayer environment. We also wanted to push harder on the horror art direction, so one of the last things we're doing with the game before we ship it is we're redoing all of the survivor characters.
The 4 characters were designed as a unit, so that while they stand out together from the rest of the world, their strong silhouettes and colour contrast provide clear reads for each individually, yet a signal team. We wanted to conjure 4 survivors that would resonate realistically, and thereby complete our horrifically rendered version of the zombie apocalypse, which you, the player, now find yourself in.
So what we have is this thing called versus mode.
Yeah.
where you play 4 survivors.
Versus
like
mode
as
was pretty
humans
fun.
With
It
4
was alright.
infected, but this time it's humans. And what they try to do is the survivors
Goofing
try
around
to
with
get to
friends
the
as
end of
the
a map.
infected was good.
The infected try to stop them.
And we recently got to see
Back 4 Bloods is
how
horrible.
PvP is going
Horrible.
to be expanded. Do you?
That was
you
one of
wanna
my
jump
biggest
into that
complaints.
and talk about that newly announced experience.
God, it's trash.
Yeah, sure. You queue up with 3 of your friends. You go into a match, and you're playing a best of 3. So you play 2 rounds, and it's whoever lasts the longest on
Thanks
the
for some
cleaner
toast
side
and
is
Alex.
the winner.
So it's not going to be quite the entire campaign where people make their way.
It's not
from
gonna be
level
any
to
part of
level
it.
and swap. It's very much here's a hyper-focus area designed around the swarm mode, and then you're just going to
Oh,
have
it's
to
so bad.
survive longer.
That's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly what we'll have. Like you say.
One of the concerns that were raised by people who had Left 4 Dead is, what's different enough about this to justify it being a new sequel? So we've spent a lot of time talking about what the
Remember when
scope
people
is
actually
of
asked that
artistically
question?
in terms of the scale of the game, how the gameplay is evolving, what are some of the technological
times have
pieces
changed.
that have moved forward, and doing anything we could to make sure that our fans, who are the reason that we exist, the reason that we have a business, understood why Left 4 Dead 2 was a really positive evolution, rather than just us trying to come up with a way of stripping money out of a successful and popular game.
Who the hell puts an evac station up 30 flights of goddamn stairs?
Come on, Coach. Maybe the helicopter. Maybe it's made of chocolate.
There's a gift sub, Big Smoke. The mods were pretty fucking cool, yeah. I love the mods.
To die now.
Pipe bomb out.
Is Back 4 Blood gonna facilitate the modding community at all
Nope.
with the online element, or is it gonna purely be contained game files?
It's contained. We're at launch for sure. Yeah, we're not going to have anything like that available then.
For sure.
Hype.
If you listen closely, you can hear my heart break.
I did, sorry.
Yeah.
Valve retains Left 4 Dead, and they signed us back our logo and name. Mike's decided he was done running his own studio.
Here to talk about the co-op shooter is project lead Mike Root.
No.
I think at the time he was really enjoying not being the boss, so he said, I don't want to run Turtle Rock 2.0.
we've had to sit by for the past 10 years and watch other people sort of riff on something that we created. As creators of Left 4 Dead, from the award-winning creators of Left 4 Dead.
Creators of the critically acclaimed Left 4 Dead franchise.
That was the worst thing they could have done for that game.
Left 4 Dead.
No. Make sure the 360 was up to snuff, make sure the PC is polished, and it's going to be spectacular now.
Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, both of those I really put a lot of thought into replayability.
You can pull people back around corners that they thought they'd already got past, and it's kind of it's a really
yeah. So how many people actually worked on Back 4 Blood from the original Left 4 Dead
really
team?
honored that there's such a strong fan base for Left 4 Dead 1.
Left 4 Dead characters, there's a lot of agonizing over what's the cast of characters, who's going to want to play them, who are they in this world.
The action was sort of procedurally generated, and so we were never really sure how much
About
time
6.
we had before there was going to be 100 zombies running at you.
Once you make debugging 10 times faster, it becomes feasible to do something that was infeasible before because of the debugging cost.
What we did was we used
Jesus, 0 for 12 so far.
Similar textures and added some grind to them.
Valve time finally arrived. So we set a hard date this time. I'm telling you, I believe you, Chet, and it'll be quality.
The goal of the director was to create kind of peaks and valleys.
What do these people do at Valve? Valve doesn't like make games. What do they do? Just they go into work and just hang out?
We didn't know why.
Chug beer? Like what the fuck is the like protocol?
Left 4 Dead 3, and I hear the giggling already. So we're gonna continue with this.
Because you're playing the same mission a bunch of times, if we played the exact same line at the exact same location, it would be rapidly.
They're not there anymore?
What we wanted at Valve was to create an experience.
So what? They're not at Valve anymore? They're just not at Turtle Rock either?
Film.
Moby goes on to lead art direction for Team Fortress 2, then works on titles such as Left 4 Dead.
But I also worked on Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh, wait, is that actually just 6 people? Oh, damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 6. Yeah, it's just 6 people. There's 7. Am I missing one? Where's 7? Am I blocking it or something? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6. Oh, Jamie S. Oh, here. I didn't see Jamie hiding out up there. There she is. Okay, my bad. Yeah, I didn't see that. But it was right under the Back 4 Blood title, which was the same color. I don't know. Blended in. Maybe the tier 1 Ballsack, and the resub Kai Kai, and the Prime B-Man. The resub Ardent. Nice! How's Back 4 Blood doing? Let's see. Well, that didn't work. Is it spaced? Oh, hold on. It is. Current players is 6,500 with a 30-day average of 6,700. Thanks for resub Slava. Let's see Left 4 Dead 2. Rough. Damn. How about Left 4 Dead 1? Is it at least beating Left 4 Dead 1? Yeah, oh yeah. Okay, it is slapping Left 4 Dead 1. Which makes sense. I don't know why anyone would be playing the first Left 4 Dead. I'm sorry, Tease, I didn't even see that. And no, I don't need to put that back up for now. It's alright. Everyone plays Back 4 Blood on Game Pass on PC, do they? Can I look at like general player count then maybe? I don't think there'd be any data on it. Nah, just Steam charts. Except there's playercounter.com. Don't know how reliable that is. Game Pass is holding things down. Game Pass slaps. That is an actual great deal. Yeah, it just didn't work. Chicken chip beef casserole. Oh, thanks, teasing. No worries at all, man. You don't have to worry about any of that.